pursuant to provisions in Act Number 6 of the 1991 Constitution of Sierra Leone and the Standing Orders of Parliament, I now invite the Head of Secretariat and Clerk to the Public Accounts Committee to administer the oath.
The Committee of Parliament is vested with provisions or powers equal to those of the High Courts, pursuant to Section 93, Section 6. And I read in respect of A, enforcing the attendance of witnesses and examining them on oath, affirmation, and otherwise. B, compelling the production of documents, and C, the issue of the commission or request to examine witnesses in court. On that note, I want to ask that witnesses rise for the oath. We have two holy books, the Christians handle the Holy Bible, and Muslims the Holy Quran. Make sure you commit yourself to the Holy Book. Right. We start with I announce full names and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
I received by all the they don't think cause that on the internet. Then you know what happened? But the network. I refresh the phone. I don't refresh it. That's okay happen. Not want.
We now hear from the representative of the Auditor General, followed by introduction of auditees before us. Thank you.
Last one. For long pressure. Go.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm Mohammed Mustafa, Principal Auditor for this service, Team Lead, PAC for the service. With me, my deputy, Mrs. Morana, who is Senior Auditor. Thank you.
So let's hear from auditees from the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion. Thank you.
My name is Hawa Salisamai, the Executive Secretary for My name is Hawa Salisamai, the Executive Secretary for the Commission.
My name is Anthony Brother Bogwa, the Director of Services.
Director of
Corporate Services.
Corporate Services. I am Moses Marao, Deputy Executive Secretary for Peace Commission.
Morning, I am Adikali Kamara. I'm the Deputy Director for Richard.
What am I saying? Where are they? I think because
Ibrahim Karim, Deputy Director of Finance.
Good morning, I'm Nancy Nana, Procurement Officer.
NaCSA Internal Auditor.
just my turn, right? I'm honoring Ibrahim Tawakonte, the Chairman of the Public Account Committee and Deputy Speaker of Parliament.
Okay.
I want to welcome you. You don't say too much to the commission that is responsible for peace. You don't really know why they are here. They are here in peace, and we hope they will live in peace. But most times when you face the Public Account Committee, you will come happily, but sometimes you live with some semblance of weakness. It does not emanate because of acrimony, but most times it's as a result of us trying to enforce the law and keep to within the dictates of the law. But knowing that this is the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion, and it was through you that we were able to get over that mark here, and now it's here, we're doing a very good job. You can see the composition of the committee. It's a reflection of Sierra Leone, it's a reflection of the opinion of Sierra Leoneans, and we're doing a very good job collaboratively. So part of it is also as a result of your hard work. So we will not want to keep you long, and I hope the issue will keep you too long. So I welcome you all in Parliament, and please don't wait until it is the audit review or the assessment for the implementation of the tripartite agreement. They come in talking to us because we are coming to the period in the parliamentary calendar that is going to be very difficult. It will come to a time maybe when I call you to talk something with my brother. Come a long way. Is he planning to give me a mind sight into holiday? But we are still working on the papers. So that I'll be minding, I'll be planning my exit. And as much as my plan A is to do my family business, he wants to encourage me, at least give me some gold sight into holiday. That will be minding. So he will be a shareholder, we'll be equal shareholders. We'll have 50% and I have 50%. So we'll work together. So becoming so we'll have these tete-a-tetes because when things are tough, when the tide is high, it is the ICPMC that comes and tamper everything down and make it smooth. This is our country and we have to keep it focused. Whatever happens, there's nowhere you go and feel like you're safe. You're safer in Sierra Leone. I said yesterday in my debate that the first time I visited the all-powerful country, I was above 35, I was around 37. So if I was 37 at the time when I visited, it means if we go by the 3 scores and 10, I have passed the middle of that. So even if I don't go there again, I have seen. But there's no way I will stay in any other country for another 7 years. I will have to come back to Sierra Leone. And that will only happen when we are in peace, when we are together. It doesn't matter who is in power. Because at the end of the day, the president occupies one small cubicle. The rest of the other areas in governance goes to other people, including us, taking responsibility as citizens for what we say, for what we encourage our people to do, for how we tell them to do it. So it is an important commission and we'll continue to pray that you keep the importance of the commission going. Thank you and I welcome you all. So, very much. Issue number 1.
Yes, Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion. Page 346. 346. Are you there? Internal control deficiencies. Reviewed the internal control mechanism of the Commission and observed the end user's requests generated from the technical unit were signed by the Administrative and Human Resource Directorate instead of being signed by the end user's department. Despite repeated requests for justification or authority for such an arrangement, there was, however, no evidence submitted to confirm that end users initiated the request for implementing the activities. We recommended that the Executive Secretary should clarify and formalize the internal authorization procedures for end users' requests. End users' requests for implementing activities should be signed by the relevant department or unit initiating the request as opposed to the Administrative and Human Resource Directorate. The roles and responsibility of all parties involved should be clearly documented and communicated.
Yes, let me start by saying that the Peace Commission has been in existence for 4 years now. This one.
Long time, you should have started school by now.
Yes. And I want to happily say that we've evolved over time. You know, business startup is the most difficult thing. And starting an institution from scratch is also very difficult. And that's what we've been going through. We've done 3 audits now, including the one that you currently, and as I said to you, we will be going through the next audit, which will be 4 audits in 5 years. So that's for us, it's an evolving process, and we've also gone through the act assessment of the UNDP, and we passed the flying colors. it also shows donor credibility in the systems, thanks to the audit service, because they've helped us in setting up the systems that we're currently using. So part of what I just elaborated on is some of the issues that we had before, but now we definitely had the end user signing on all the documents that from start to finish, they have to sign that yes, they requested the document and also sign at the end of the implementation that they.
So do you have a form, an invitation request form?
Yes, we do.
Can you show that to us so that will just resolve the issue? Where does the form emanate from?
From the request.
So if you want to request, is it that you request for procurement?
Yeah.
Say I want
department.
highlighter now. Department A, I'm requesting highlighter. From whom am I going to send the request? From whom am I going to make the request? Or it goes to HR?
Yes.
And HR you send it to who?
You mean it and sent to the secretary for approval.
And when it is approved, it goes to.
No, it go
It's
back
whether
now.
it's procurement process, it comes to the procurement unit.
So this is request for payment of this. It goes to you, to the director of finance for procurement.
Because the finance have to say there's the money before they start the process itself.
So this request, for example, procurement from what department do you get this one from? Procurement initiate the request?
No. The end user.
Yes, but the end user makes the request to you. So, but from this, okay, let me see here. Because I want to know if I need something now. Do you have a system or a requisition form more or less? Because when I was in the bank, I was head of admin. I designed a requisition form. When the department wants something from my store, they will request the requisition form. I will send it to them via mail or I send it to everybody. So you print out the requisition form, you sign it, say the individual will sign it, and you take it to your supervisor. The supervisor will endorse and bring to me. I will now take it to my home boss, who was the head of HR and admin. She will sign off, and I will get you the item from the store. I give it to you, and you will sign another form for delivery that you have received it, and I will attach it and put it on the file. Is that how the process goes?
Yes.
Go ahead, sir. You need charge the coach.
We have incoming.
Yeah, we have now 4. Yes.
So how are the allocations distributed?
The allocation is distributed. So the allocation is distributed as per the budget allocated. Because at times we do a budget and send it to Ministry of Finance, and Ministry of Finance will most of the time will not approve the total cost, so we have to review and then reallocate as per the board's approval. But the board has to approve the budget.
Okay, what you have submitted is not exactly what I was explaining. But I will encourage you to develop a process where you initiate the department, put in the request, you develop a requisition form. It's a small form, give it all of the rules and whatever you need. You put the amount requested, amount supplied, and amount received. So if the person requests 20 reams of paper, for example, and you do not have 20 reams of paper buying in your store, yeah, you would indicate on amount supplied 5. Then they will the initiating person will confirm that he or she has received 5, and the balance will be 15. It will come down to all of the items, and at the end of the day, the initiator will sign, because there will be place for initiator, so you put your name and sign, and the supervisor will sign, and then you can now
attach it to
all of the requisition for payment, because this is like a voucher for payment. You will now attach all of that and send to ES. Is it ES?
Yes, sir.
You send out to ES, and then ES will now approve, and then you process the payment. Yes, sir.
Yes. What normally happens, we have
You have procurement, right?
no.
Well, you tell all this.
Yes,
Do you know your responsibility in section 75 of that?
yes, sir. I'm independent. Well, first of all, to say that I'm independent of management, but I just noticed,
You work for management.
no, I'm independent of them, but just because
Use the mic. Use the mic.
Inaliba?
sorry,
Inaliba?
Yes, sir.
Inaliba?
no, sir.
If you don't know, what are you talking about?
Well, he's not talking here.
Yes, sir. So I'm the internal auditor. I know my roles and responsibilities. I know I'm independent of management, but since this is an audit issue, so that's why I would just want to say that I've been reviewing the systems and processes and reviewing internal control processes, because I'm here to be service level and also enhance the institution operations. So relating to these internal control efficiencies, what normally happens when you prepare the financial statement, we do it as per cost allocation, because we have our cost allocations.
No, this is not the financial statement. You're making
I
it
just
too
want,
big.
yes, I just
Hold on.
okay, let me go down.
Hold on.
This internal control.
Hold on. See here, I am protected by ISO 42.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
This is, you are making it too big.
All right.
This is one simple piece of paper.
Okay.
It is not a query that we should label. It is just to adopt one simple piece of paper. You design it internally, you put it as a requisition form. One requisition, one delivery. So once the initiating department knows that before I request for procurement of our stores, I have to fill this document, signed by the initiating person or the initiating department, endorsed by the supervisor. Then it comes to procurement or to stores. Stores will now receive. And stores know that you have this request. Then you go down to all of that process. Look at your budget, see whether it's available. Then you prepare the voucher, this voucher that you have submitted for the authorization and approval by ES. When ES approves, you get the, if it's not in stock, you get the item, supply it to them, and they sign on the delivery. So you attach both the request, the delivery, and the voucher, and you file it. So when the auditor comes in, what they will look for, they will ask for the acquisition is there. Delivery is there. The voucher is there. So everything is in place. Then the deficiency will go. Let us not make it too sophisticated. It's a simple thing.
All right, thank you, sir.
So I will take this document as other members. Before I admit it, let me hear from you.
Because this is just a compliance issue being raised by the auditors. But like you said, Chair, normally payments have to be initiated by the beneficiary. Normally, and it's not the duty of the procurement officer to just write and make requests. Requests for procurement of anything in any organization must emanate from the respective beneficiary. Your role is to now advise based on the procurement plan to say, okay, this based on what has been requested is in line with the procurement plan of the organization, and so therefore you can carry on. The finance now will now look at budget issues and then advise accordingly. So you being the procurement unit being the initiator of procuring activities, to me is something that needs to be looked into.
I agree with you 100%. And internal audit,
Yes.
since this report was published, have you gone through the report and what remedies have you proven? Well, that is part of your responsibility. And you should review the report on the Auditor General, go through one by one, issue by issue with the agency, ensure that you put out your own report. So by the time you come here, you tell us that, okay, I've gone through these issues, we will develop this, and this is what we have developed. That is what the law requires you to do.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ever since this report came out, I've been doing follow-up That is also part of my internal audit review. I always include a section as external audit follow-up on external auditors' queries, and also even my own reports if management fail to address the previous issues, I'll bring them up, and also the current issues. So I have my internal audit report. But
do you know that management is already in defect of this particular provision? Because initially in the Public Financial Management Act, the provision in section 94 gives auditees 15 days to respond to audit queries.
Yes, sir.
In the Finance Act of 2022, it was amended further to 30 days. In 2024, they took it to 45 days. And now it's past 45 days, you have no answer for the queries. So that is an audit exception for you.
Yes, sir. Some of the queries are changed.
I think that audit exception on the audit. No, I don't want to apply the
Yes, sir.
But you should work with them.
Yeah.
You try as much as possible to make our work lighter. Because when you do this review, like the honorable leader was saying, you should have the reports. So when they are responding, we will listen to their response as against the reports, and it will serve as a middle ground for us to take a decision. Because I don't want us to sit here and appear as if we are just taking issues, fine, no. I want us to do it in line with processes and procedures set out in the law. So if anybody pick it up, because what we are doing is, we don't just review these issues and say they are closed. It is something we have introduced as a committee to the secretariat, and whatever issue we resolve, at the end of the session, we are going to write resolutions to all of the auditees, those that were resolved, send those resolutions to both the auditees and the audit service, and those resolutions will form part of the appendices of our report that we are going to lay in Parliament. So someday, sometime in the future, if somebody decides to set up another commission of inquiry and pick up the audit report, you will see the query, but the auditor will submit to you. Yes, these are resolutions that came up from the DAC, and those resolutions will incorporated them in the next report. And if you are called upon, you will also have the backup of going to those documents and say, yes, look at the document, they were resolved, and these are the resolutions from Parliament. Yeah?
Thank you.
So can we accept this and let them go and develop what we have proposed as the resolution?
So Chairman, as you are advising, you have some internal dynamics. You have somebody who have worked with us and has a wealth of experience. We're hanging heads with him. I know, yes, Mr. Vangaon. You also get the way out of his issues. Yeah. Vangaon is there. Yeah, it's the internal auditor.
So we are meeting these documents to resolve this compliance issue, and we expect that.
Was it not part of the response team? Because as Deputy Director of Finance, this report is normally sent to them, and when it was the onus of response was on you. So why do you have to be called upon? He doesn't need to be called upon.
He has taken off his audit cap.
Exactly.
He has taken off his audit hat, so now he's wearing a different hat.
No, but if he's consulted, I know. He's the one.
Now he's wearing a different hat. Mr. Bagawa, I am dependent on advice.
As an old captain,
normally, response to audit queries for those that are not, the response is not normally done by the internal auditor. Normally, it's the responsibility of the finance team and maybe the respective programs heads within the organization. So I expect him to be as being the real face that interplay between the auditors and the institution. So I'll preview to have clear knowledge as to how he could have provided knowledge on adequate response that would have not led to what we are now discussing here.
Probably when this is coming from us now, then we work on it.
Mr. Baga, do you want to put up the defense or do you want to allow your defense lawyer to continue to act?
I'm allowing it. We are big partners for long.
So admit this.
Okay.
Is this a copy or the original?
It's a copy of the original.
The original, because I see the lighting. Can you? There are some documents that are actually original. So you can make a copy, then we'll admit it, and the issue on 6.41.1 is resolved.
Thank you.
6.41.1 is resolved. Pending submission of the document, I know you submit it. And it's a problem if they don't submit and I can't go to close the office, the people will come after me. Oh, I want point this man is confused. But they're going to submit it. So the next issue, 6.41.
Procurement committee not properly constituted. The Commission's procurement committee was not properly constituted. A review of a sample of procurement activities revealed that in the procurement of consultancy services for the peace situation room, the end user department, the Directorate of Monitoring and Evaluation was not a member of the committee, contrary to Regulation 18(1) and 19 of the Public Procurement Act 2016. Furthermore, there was no evidence of an evaluation of the bids evaluation report. We recommended that the Deputy Executive Secretary should provide evidence of minutes from bid evaluation committee minutes. The responses. Acknowledge receipt of the audit query is the management letter forwarded regarding the composition of the procurement committee and the issues identified in the review of procurement documents. Specifically regarding the committee's membership and the absence of a bid evaluation committee, the following actions have been taken to address the issue. Reconstitution of the procurement committee. The procurement committee will be constituted in accordance with Section 9 of the Public Procurement Act 2016 to ensure compliance with the law. The relevant end user units will be represented to provide necessary input during procurement deliberations. See attached revised procurement committee members for your verification. Establishment of a bid evaluation committee. For all future procurements, a bid evaluation committee will be appointed as required by law. This committee will be responsible for evaluating bids and preparing detailed evaluation reports with justified recommendations for either the rejection of bids or the award of contracts. These reports will then be submitted to the procurement committee for approval, ensuring compliance with the established procurement processes. Our comments. We noted management's response to constitute the procurement committee. Minutes and reports of the bid evaluation committee meetings were not provided for audit inspection. Therefore, the issue remains unresolved.
Okay, this is the second. And these are copies, right?
Yes, these are evidences.
Okay, so you reconstituted the committee.
Yeah, we reconstituted it, and for the M&E,
Your mic is.
for the M&E, the director was not available. She was having exams, so the deputy director was there. I don't know why that was not taken into cognizance. They were still insisting on the director, on the deputy director. And that was that.
And the original copy of Kawako.
The first question.
No, I'm not defending this time. I'm acting in my capacity
Okay.
to review the document and make sure that I see exactly what I see.
Yes.
So this is original attendance register. PSC, I don't know what is on. We used to have photocopy. Is this still working? Please make copies for us. Those embarrassing copies.
Why we are not submitted earlier before?
Why are these documents submitted? That's a very good question. We got multiple copies for us.
That's an under.
And you see, I have said this. We are not a depository. I'm not here to collect documents. And I have said it last year, but for ICPNC, I think they are coming into the audit for the first time. By the next audit cycle, if you come to the audit and you bring the documents to me, I would accordingly invoke section 36(1) of the Audit Service Act of 2014. I charge 5,000. So if it is 10 documents, it's 5 times 10. And when I charge them, I would either share it among everybody or I send the 50,000 straight to the ES. Always I send out to the ear and we don't call him. I was not sound for no one who's in the ear. What is in the ear? You know, I don't want to have peace in this country. I need to go to find them. Was this document submitted? No, you should tell us.
It was submitted, but they still insisted on that the director was not there. Should have made a director, not the deputy director.
Okay, but did he provide this response here or this answer you're not giving us that the deputy director was?
They said they were going back.
Yeah, because you are given, you have a whole section where you should provide response, and part of your responses is the total admission to the auditor screen.
It was not acknowledged on the finance.
You did. Yeah. Do you have the draft, the draft ML?
No, it's not.
Because the draft